This is from back in the day, and let's see. This one is about racism and Sesame Street.
All right, let's rock.
That's the thing. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff to worry about. You know.
So hold on. Tell me how the audio is.
The more you know, the more you don't know and shit.
It's smooth.
You know, like a lot of people be telling me, Dave, you know, you just gotta relax. The racism thing is bugging you too much. I be thinking about it. Sometimes shit'll happen. You know, a lot of black people can relate to this. Have you ever had something that was so racist that you didn't even get mad? You were just like, God damn, that was racist. That was racist. I mean, it was so blatant. You were just like, wow. Like almost like it didn't even happen to you. It was like a fucking movie. That was like you was watching Mississippi Burning. Wow. That happened to me. I was in Mississippi. I was in Mississippi doing a show, and I go to the restaurant to order some food, and I say to the guy, I say, I would like to have, and before I even finish my sentence, he says, the chicken. I said, what the fuck? I could not believe it. Could not believe that shit. This man was absolutely right. I said, how did he know that I was going to get some chicken? I asked him, I said, how you know that?
How you know?
How did you know I was going to get some chicken? He looked at me like I was crazy. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Now, everybody knew as soon as you walked through the goddamn door, you're going to get some chicken. There's no secret down here that blacks and chickens are quite fond of one another. Then I finally understood what he was saying, and I got upset. I wasn't even mad. I was just upset. I wasn't ready to hear that shit. All these years, I thought I liked chicken because it was delicious. Turns out I'm genetically predisposed to liking chicken. So that's why. I got no say in the matter. I got ruined chicken for me. I'm scared to eat it in public.
I miss old days chicken.
I want somebody to see me and say something. You know what I mean? Like you be eating some chicken. Look at him.
I love this white guy voice.
Just like it said in the encyclopedia. Look how happy he looks. I turned on Sesame Street. I said, oh, whew, Sesame Street. This is much better because now he'll learn how to count and spell. But now I'm watching it as an adult and I realize Sesame Street teaches kids other things. It teaches kids how to judge people and label people. That's right. They got a character on there named Oscar. They treat this guy like shit the entire show.
They treat Oscar bad.
They judge him right in his face. Oscar, you are so mean. Isn't it, kids? Yeah, Oscar. You're a grouch. It's like, bitch, I live in a fucking trash can. I'm the poorest motherfucker on Sesame Street.
Had a rough life, man.
Nobody's helping me.
I'm the poorest motherfucker.
Then you wonder why your kids grow up and step over homeless people. Get it together, grouch. Get a job, grouch. So don't even tell me how to get to Sesame Street. That is a terrible place. I wouldn't go there if I knew the way.
Yeah.
Who would want to live in a neighborhood like that? Fucking 6-foot pigeons walking around. And an elephant that's a junkie. Hi, bird. Yeah, that's right, Snuffy. Hi, bird, I'm sick. I need some smack, bird. The Cookie Monster with his eyes popping out his head, screaming, cookie, 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 like, ugh. What kind of cookies are you talking about? Chocolate chips don't do that to people. And then they had the nerve to put a pimp on there. They didn't come out and say he's a pimp,
Dracula.
but I know a pimp when I see one.
Dracula.
They called him the Count.
Yeah.
Had a cape and everything. You could just see him pimping. Bitch, where is my money? You've been late 4 times, I've been counting. How many times must I smack you before you act right? 1, 2, 2 smacks.
Comic genius. He is a genius.
Yeah, man,
really
Dave
believe
Chappelle is so hilarious, bro. Just the idea when you think about, say, like different cartoons we used to watch when we was younger, and then how they
Yeah.
like even the things that he's saying right now, like he think of Count Dracula, like that is the guy that's like stuffed out, like
Yeah.
acting all sick, watery nose,
Hold on one
because it's
second.
like a side effect. People that like snort, they always
One
right their nose, always need a tissue. And then for the guy to be the Grinch, I mean, not
There's something
the guy in
wrong
the
with
trash
my earbuds. So 1 second. Uh, I'm just switching earbuds. This is really.
okay.
It was really annoying for me.
It's all good, bro. Some of those earphones be like, it's gotta be the right ear size, you know. Sometimes it's irritable, like when it's too big, it's like pressing on your ear too much.
These are actually. I have 3, and I'm trying to change the device. Oh, 2 slaps.
Ha ha ha.
I got another Dave Chappelle. Trust me. It said white people. That's all it said, and I was like, oh, I gotta get this one.
You know what? I get so many different, like even on the first video when you're talking about the chicken thing, there's so many stereotypes like that's arranged to certain things.
Yeah,
Like you know, like with say black people, they do arrange like say chicken, like they gotta, oh, we gotta be the chicken eaters, you know what I'm saying? But it really comes from like an olden time, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's what they used to like be plentiful. Chicken was always like plentiful, the thing that everybody could have extra of, would get a scraps, you know what I'm saying? There's always a chicken around, chicken and the egg.
right. Yeah,
That's like the
and
original thing right
I've
there.
heard that stereotype before. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that and watermelon is a thing. Like those are the two things that like
Watermelon,
associated with it.
cookouts.
Yeah,
I don't know,
it comes
cookouts
from
and
like
stuff.
it comes
Even
from
if
like
white
back
people do it, it's still like stereotype.
yeah. It's
You
so
know what
funny
I'm
how you
saying?
say he walked up and say, hey, let me see what I'm gonna get. Oh, you want chicken, right? How you know I want chicken, man?
Yeah.
It's assumed
Everybody knew when you walked through the goddamn door.
it's some chicken. You want some damn chicken, man. Why want a
His
dog on chicken every time, man? Like me, I
his
don't
like
really
his white guy voice is the funniest voice I've ever heard in my life. It's
yeah,
like,
girl. It's like very professional, old white guy kind of voice.
yeah,
Like one of those voices make you think like a guy that works like at an
hey.
office job, like you know,
I just
like some kind of
like
cubicle
imagine
talk.
this like, I don't know. Hold on a second. Come on, connect.
Yeah, like somebody in a cubicle, like you know, like a guy at the office with a tie on, and they just sitting there
Yeah,
talking.
yeah. Except what I really think about though is you know what? Screw it. I can hear you fine just now. What I
Okay,
really think about is him on the Chappelle show dressed up as a white guy. That's what I really think about.
he did that
Like
before.
actual Dave Chappelle dressed up as a white guy. And
Did he? Did he do a white guy? I don't know if he paint. No, I don't think he did like a pimp.
no, when he's the news anchor,
Oh yeah, the news anchor. Yeah, the news
he
anchor.
just
Yeah.
like bleached his face white.
Uh huh.
Oh man, that was great.
Yeah, that one right there is pretty good. That one, that one is a good one. And let me
Mhm.
tell the weather. Out here, just
Yeah. All
it's,
right.
it's just so many different stereotypical things that happen with like different things, like even Asians or blacks or say white. It's always something associated with it, you know. Like when you think about a song culture or type of person, you be like, oh yeah, they like this. How you
Yeah.
think about say white people? They got like raisins,
When
Yeah.
raisins
black
and potato salad.
All right. So this is just white people. That's what it says.
All right, cool.
I've stopped smoking weed. With black people, you didn't let me finish, motherfuckers. God damn. I'm sorry, black people, to break the news so publicly, but I can't smoke with you anymore. Every time I smoke weed with my black friends, all you talk about is your trials and tribulations. I'm sick of that shit. I got my own problems. Nigga, that's a waste of weed. I'm smoking weed to run away from my problems, not take on yours. From now on, I smoke weed exclusively with white people. Calm down, motherfuckers. You win by default. You got good weed conversation. All white people talk about when they get high is other times that they got high. I can listen to that shit all night. Dude, remember at Frank's last week? It's fucking smashed, man. And catalogs everything they drink. 2 shots of Jaeger.
Oh man.
Tequila. 4 bomb hits, man. Beer. Cheeseburger.
Spot on.
Good voice.
That shit is great. Only bad part is you cannot pass out around white people. Every time white dudes pass out around each other, they always do some borderline gay shit when the guy's asleep. Frank fell asleep, so he like stuck a carrot in his ass, put shaving cream on his balls. Like, why, motherfucker? Why would you do that to a friend of yours? He trusted you enough to sleep around you. You gonna put a carrot in his ass? Is that nice? I tell you right now, if I put a carrot in a black dude's ass, a nigga will kill you when he wakes up for some shit like that. That is an automatic death sentence on the street.
Yeah.
It's a rap for you. I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. I thought y'all was friends, baby. What happened? I fell asleep at his house, right? We was drinking, and I fell asleep at his house, and while I was sleeping, right? I'm just gonna kill that motherfucker, all right? That's all you need to know. Fuck carrots.
Fuck
Can't
carrots.
eat carrots no more. Forget them carrots.
Oh man, Dave Chappelle, I could watch him all day.
Gotta make me not even eat carrots anymore. Like,
Fuck carrots.
you
Man.
can't fall asleep around with the wrong person though. I remember in college, when I was in school, let's say I was drinking more in college. So in college, what they'll do, you fall asleep, you always good for someone maybe like they'll try to draw on your forehead or something. I'm saying stupid.
Yeah.
Like, put toothpaste on your forehead, that thing start burning. You be like, oh, what's on me? What's on me? Or tickle you and make you slap yourself. It's just so many stupid things.
What he's saying is all true. I mean, he just like, I think Dave Chappelle, I don't know, I wouldn't say like every race, but I think he brought black and white people closer together. And I think Eminem did that too.
Yeah,
because it's not no disrespect to any other race, but he definitely made it so like it's like we saw the things we have in common that we could laugh at ourselves, I think. And
shoot, it made like really what it did. It made like that odd space. It's an odd space, between people. Like at first, like black, they white. It's always been that like racist little thing. So if you talk about like the odd thing, it does not odd. One thing I really true like that I know that works is like nothing is weird unless you kind of make it weird. Like once you make it weird and you weird out about it and you do it, then it's weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But him talking about it just breaks just have a conversation that people normally not having. Like just for you to walk up to a person and be like, "Yeah, you know about white people? I smoke the white friends," and all you do is talk about getting high. You be like, "What the heck?" Which is true though, but then you don't really think about it. But he said it, so it makes it like something we can talk about together.
If we're talking about like our teens and 20s, he's exactly right. All my white friends were exactly like that.
Yeah,
and I have like I have so much regret of things I took was a part of. I just happened to be hanging out with a bunch of people, and majority of the people were white at my school. But I mean, it's not like it was just white people. It was every race, but the majority was white people, But we all went to the same parties and stuff.
Yeah.
And, but
I
white,
mean, those
I
are like
never noticed
those,
black people. I never noticed them doing weird shit like that at night. But
that's all the learning experiences, man.
yeah, it's good.
That's just all in learning experiences. I think like your experiences make you a better person. Because if
Yep.
you didn't go through them, then you kind of wouldn't know, or you have to see somebody else go through the experience, and then you kind of say, "Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do it." But I know you could regret it, but just take it as a learning. Like, man, I wish I hadn't did that. But like, I done did some wild stuff too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't like I ain't try all type of drugs. I was just more of a, if I did, I'll probably smoke or something. But yeah, I do. That is something that your friends used to do. Your homeboys, like my friends, that just talk about problems. Dang, this girl got on my nerves. Oh
Yeah.
man, my friend acting up.
Yeah.
Man, I got these problems, man. I got a bill to pay, and we just sit there like, oh man.
And you're like, I didn't come here to take on your problems.
Yeah, like hear all about your sorrow.
Right. I remember. I can't remember what his name is, but when I worked at Harris Theater, I had a black friend, and he was like, you want to smoke after work? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to smoke after work. And he's like, and I'll give you a ride home too. I was like, yeah, dope. So we went in there, and we drove to my neighborhood, and like he pulled out a blunt, and we smoked, and then he like told me like the saddest shit about his life, and I was just like looking at him as that, and I'm just like, damn, bro. I'm sorry that happened,
just has
man.
people in those moments just to listen. They just wanted somebody to listen to them.
And I forgot what he was talking about, which didn't help. I remember that. I was like, man, he's like crying. And I'm like, I couldn't even remember what he just said. Because I was so that blunt got me good, man. I'm telling you. All right. So I want to show you a clip of the what is it? Me, and on that podcast the other day.
All right.
And this is just like a 3-minute clip. I gotta send it to Dropbox and then real quick.
All right, it's cool enough for me. Send it to the Dropbox.
So he's got 250,000 subscribers, which is impressive.
Yeah.
And what else? Anyway, like he said if anybody wants to hop on StreamYard, he said he put the link in there in the description. So I was like really upset at the time because I realized Carrie was not coming out for my vacation, and I looked at it and I was like, I gotta at least have something that I did this vacation. So I just hopped on there, and I was on there for like 17 minutes, and we had a really good conversation. All right. Yeah. Hey, how cool is this, by the way, with the clips?
Nah, this is dope.
Let me see if I have anything. I'll just I know you already saw this. I'll just let it run, man.
You're So you're successful because we're surprised you can talk for a living and it's entertaining that you're going to say some funny country things. But not a writer.
Right.
Not a writer. Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Cat, I need another one. You here, get you another one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Because early on you was accusing me of being...
Cat, man. Cat.
Yeah, it's crazy.
When you got into stand-up, was crossing over, was doing TV, was doing movie, was that a part of it? You're like, okay, I'm doing stand-up. Okay, the next progression is TV movies.
Throughout the history of stand-up, sir. That's the goal for all of us. That's how it goes. That's why when you hear these dudes talking about, oh, I didn't want to be a movie star, you just know it's disingenuous. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Yeah, oh, no, I just wanted to do a game show.
Right.
What? Are you sure? Are you sure? Because I thought you did Mark Curry's show over after he had just done hanging with Mr. Cooper. Why would you do all of that man's stuff that he did on his show on yours and then do the dude's stand-up when you go on the road? And then you never put Mark Curry on your show or nothing. Like, if you don't say anything, these dudes will run over you. I don't know if you know how bullies operate.
I do.
But if you don't stand up for yourself, there really is nothing they won't do.
Right. You're a very generous man, Cat. You're the sole sponsor of Melba Moore getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You did all that on your own.
All right. 1 second. I don't know what just happened.
Okay, it's all good. That was a good clip.
That was good. Hold on. Okay. Uploading recordings. Sorry, I just don't know what's going on. You know, I'm still getting used to this stuff, so. Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Someday I'll be like really good at this. One of these days. Just me. It'll just be like one of those things I just get really good at. Yeah. Videos.
Would have took the videos away?
Nah, I'm trying to find where it saved it. Here we go. Let's see if this works.
Well, I'll admit it. I hated Donald Trump. I hated him. I had TDS, right? And that's why I was experiencing cognitive dissonance.
Talking about Trump derangement syndrome, which is a made-up term, obviously, but it's basically something where there's something about Trump where people they just hate him.
Okay.
They just can't. They just think the worst things about him. I was one of those people. So I'm talking to him about how I came around, kind of.
Okay.
Just because the Trump I saw at the Bronx rally was just like the nicest person I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Just not racist at all. I can't even imagine how you could even take a step towards saying he's some kind of Nazi. Like, it's just, I had just like my brain basically melted at that point. And then ever since then, I've been following all you guys. I've been tuned in. I've been paying attention. And man, was I wrong.
Wow. Now, with you being, obviously, at once upon a time you were a liberal, you got away from, politics. What are your thoughts
like
on
2022 is what I'm talking about. Like, that's how. So I still know exactly what they think.
Yeah. So it wasn't that long
like,
ago. So when you hear the people on the left and they, say that Trump's racist and they say, people that are Republicans are racist and, if they're conservative, Christian nationalists, they're racist. And then you see someone like myself, or you see a Barry Cunningham or an ABL or an Officer Tatum, black men that are conservative.
It's a breath of fresh air, man.
That,
it's a breath of fresh air.
Believe in family, believe in God. What are the thoughts? Does it go against the narrative that you were, that you obviously once believed in, that had been force fed, down your throat for so long? What are your thoughts, when you I guess first came across people like that?
I was grateful that it was like, I was blind and now I see. I had that moment. And ever since then, I've been like, oh my God, he's been telling the truth this whole time. And it's like, there really is a deep state, like, matrix going on behind the scenes. And I learned this all while I got out of politics, right? I learned about the whole matrix system that's going on where everyone's pulling the strings and whatnot. Trump was the one that was the first one that went in there and was like, I'm not attached to any of these strings. Like, no one controls me. I mean, he did the best job. And I can't even believe that I was unable to see it while he was president, because I'm telling you, when you're under their control, when you're under their mind brainwashing, by 2020, I did not see anything good that he did. In fact, I remember specifically, they told me he only built like 27 miles of wall and the wall sucked, which is a lie.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why, he had been calling them fake news for a long time. And if you take the time to do your own research, do your own due diligence, you will come to the same conclusion that he came to a long time ago, that these people are fake. It's fake news.
All right. Yeah. So that's a small little clip of a 17-minute conversation.
Nice.
So,
think it went pretty well. Yeah. Just on that.
It was like a real good, like, back and forth between us. I think, because, some people you just kind of connect with, like you and me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt that with him, like we were on the same level. And, he's actually one of the people that changed my mind about Trump. And like he was right. He loves God and family, and he's Christian, and he was just showing me the side that I didn't see. Because of what was imprinted in my brain, which is still imprinted in a lot of people's brains, is that Trump is racist. Trump is homophobic, Islamophobic. He's borderline Hitler. He's dumb. I don't know how you can be dumb and an evil genius at the same time, but he accomplished that.
A small thing, but doesn't necessarily have that point to him. But people that can't connect on your brain level consider that something they don't understand, so they call it dumb. So that's just how it goes. So even a genius is considered that at some point. Like, who is this stupid person? But they have a great idea, and so until it becomes something that fits, then it becomes, oh, the guy was smarter after all. Most inventions, most ideas start off as a stupid idea, but it always turns out to be great a lot of times.
Well, I was talking to Weiss. What I was telling him is, I didn't realize, because, you can use like usually with video editing, you use it to like shorten the clips and make it go faster. Like cut out all the spaces in between to make it more smooth and just cut out the good parts. Well, what they were doing is the exact opposite with Trump. And I started watching videos where this is what actually happened. This is how they edited it. And they made him look so bad. They make him look dumb. They highlight things that were just like, he was just like making a side joke, or just like he wasn't even being serious at all. And then they'll take it, what he said, and they'll just amplify it and just say like, this is hateful rhetoric and all this stuff. And then when you look at it from that side, I was just like, oh my God, this is real. They're really trying to ruin this guy.
Yeah, because it's controlled media. Like on any platform, you could do takes and make anybody sound bad.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, a person doesn't have to be stupid, or that person don't have to be like any kind of person, but there's different things that a person doesn't have necessarily be fit for a job doesn't make them stupid. So everybody don't be fit for a job.
Yeah.
And so with Trump, I mean, it's still kind of up and down, like right now, it's already about, but the race is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of shaky on the side on the Republican side.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here, that's another thing I wanted to show you. That this is just I wrote down the time when it came on. So, 1 second. I guess. You just get. Next time we do this, I'm gonna get it so like. I already have everything ready to go. It's gonna be.
Oh no! Okay, cool. Yeah, be a little more. It's cool, man. It's good. I like
for the first time though. It's not bad.
Nah, bro. This is really cool, man. It's really cool, man. What did you think about the RNC versus the DNC? Did you watch any of both of them, or you kind of seen highlights from both?
Well, I realized like the side. I admit that I know that you're gonna get biased information from what how people report the news. I started watching from the Trump supporters' point of view, and while they were pointing out that the Republican thing went really, really well, and people are having a really good time there, they're also pointing out like everything in the Democratic Party was just felt so disingenuous, just fake. Like,
why does the masses feel that way? Or is that the way you feel too?
That's how I feel now. Just because I sat through it. I mean, I got the proof, and I actually sat there and listened to people.
And you don't feel like they was being genuine about how they felt about the whole thing?
I realized.
Yeah, I beg to differ. That I think it went well, and I think people was heartfelt about their speeches on what they want the America for them to be, because everybody has their own perspective of America and who they will believe will be winning.
You.
So I think
it's all
comes in.
about. It's all for me. Where it really starts is like, what are their policies? What are they gonna do? I don't care. I don't care what you say um, about all these, feel good statements. Politicians do just to get an applause. I want to hear like, what is your plan? What are you gonna do specifically? I want to hear it.
And the only thing that came out on the Trump side was that Project 2025 thing, which he
No,
disassociated himself with. But he
no.
doesn't really talk about
No.
policies. He doesn't really. He's more on like the we're the better, clear the
That's all
border,
he's talking about,
same
though.
stuff.
Trust me. You're getting gas. You get gaslit from the other side. He doesn't even have anything to do with Project 2025. They keep saying that his agenda is it's not Project 2025. It's Agenda 47. That's what his is called. He has got 20, and this is on his main site, his website. He's got 20 pledges that he's going to do during his term. The first policy he's going to do, first thing he's going to do is he's going to close the border. Like day one, closing the border. He's got no tax on tips.
Yep, no tax on tips. Yep.
What else?
Helps a lot of people in Vegas and the restaurant industry.
Yeah, he listens. He listens to his people. Like when he goes to rallies and somebody tells him like, "Hey, I'm having a problem with this," he's like, "I'm gonna help you out." What else? What am I not thinking of? Oh yeah, drill, baby, drill. We've got a lot of oil underneath us, and cars and gas and stuff like that. Biden administration, Biden Harris, they want to pass this law where you can only get electronic vehicles now, cars now, electric cars, not gas cars anymore.
Everybody's agenda is to take their dependency off another country. So we supply on our energy, like we don't have to buy your oil, but both serves a purpose. Like if we have our own oil, it'll help the gas, if everything go electronic or electric. So either one is like an initiative. One is more oil.
Trump is saying that's stupid. We have so much gas under us. We're sitting on gold, and we're not. He's like, I understand the environment. I understand, but this country, we are $35 trillion in debt, and it's just getting worse and worse. And on the liberal side, they want free healthcare. The abortion rights and stuff is really important to them. Gay rights, transgender, all that stuff. And it's like, okay, fine. That's important. But to me, that's a secondary issue. The first issue we need to take care of is inflation. And she's acting like she's going to do something about it. She has no policies. He's saying, I am going to close the borders. We're going to do the biggest deportation in American history. He's going to get all the MS-13 people out, the worst criminals of the immigrants, the illegal immigrants. He realizes that, there's good and bad ones. But he's like, we got to get the bad ones out first. And he's going to do that. It's going to be the biggest one in history. He's going to basically start to negotiate with other countries about tariffs, and he's going to get he is going to win, by the way. It's been like the Facebook algorithm basically proved that he's going to win, just like based on like all the information that they steal from you, from the whole public. He's going to win.
And they got him winning. Okay.
Like there's a zero chance. I get it.
thing that everybody's scared of is just the idea of just maybe the woman being president and she black, and then so that's like one of the fear factors because
It's not. I don't care about that. I mean, like,
the policies is just gonna be what it's at. I mean, changes as far as like inflation, it's gonna come from like better healthcare, like people giving jobs, trying to lower the housing market as far as taxation goes.
Yeah, he's got a plan for all that. I'm telling you, when he becomes president, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna make you look at the gas prices, look at the price of the food, and I'm gonna show you that as the months go on, it's gonna keep getting lower and lower and lower, because I don't want people to be like, oh, it's just a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right now, it's going higher and higher and higher, even with stamps, and that. It's like every 6 months.
Yeah, the stamps do go up in price. Yeah,
that's inflation, and he's like, I'm gonna bring it down. He's like, I want to make it so like everyone likes me, even the people that hate me right now. But just they don't show you this on the media because like the media and him are not on good terms.
Not in the moment.
I don't think they've ever been. Actually, before he was president, everybody liked Trump on the media.
Yeah, because his viewership. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's high viewership.
Because people respected him as like a businessman, and he was a billionaire, and Hollywood star, superstar, architect, or whatever, real estate agent. I don't know. He's a very impressive person. All right, let's see. Where? Okay. Okay.
Talked about it offline a lot, but like, it's just that word is a is a trigger word. Like, if that word comes out of your mouth, a lot of people
that means that there's an imbalance you haven't
thinking and like anger towards you, and I was just canceled or something. It's like, I loved the power of now. You were the reason I awakened, but you're endorsing this person and I can no longer do it. I just burned your books. It's like,
well, it wasn't even for endorsing the person. It
no,
was
I know.
like,
It's just,
I'm upset that you said something good about somebody I hate.
It was just honest. We talked about it offline a lot, but like, it's just,
these are in the spiritual community. It's like, it's like, it's really like, it's kind of like Christianity, but it's just more in depth. And basically, I mean, like, everybody loves Jesus in the spiritual community. It's like, it's not anti-Christian, and it's not really anti anything. It's just saying like, it's just a different way of looking at it. It's saying that we are all in the same consciousness. We are all in the same dimension. I don't know. It's a long story, but they're talking. This is called the Great Awakening podcast, and what it is these two guys are like, they're big in the spiritual community. And the guy Jay Griff on the right, he actually teaches people about crypto and stuff like on the side, but he's like a spiritual person. And these guys just became really good friends after doing some podcasts together. So they're talking about how their last podcast, they said something about, it was about Donald Trump getting shot at and almost dying, and people were freaking out in the chat. So that's what they're talking about.
But how did they predict it?
They're just saying like, in the spiritual community, you're not supposed to judge anybody. You're not supposed to hate anybody. So you say, I love Trump and I love Kamala and I love all these people. I don't care how bad they are, because we are all one. We are all just basically, you just got to look at people and understand that they're on their path, their life path. And you're not going to like everything that they do, but you got to understand that they are humans.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, everybody's going on their own journey. And yeah, so people were basically freaking out when they were talking about Trump last time.
On these two?
Yeah, they're talking. I'll go back. Let me see. Now that you know that, I'll go back up a little bit.
Thinking and like anger towards you, and I was just thinking to myself, like, isn't the law of one that there is only one?
That I'm right, I must have some shadows to deal with. And that's the work we're here to do, guys. And so if our episode brought that out of you, then it succeeded in what we hoped that it would do. Is like, we don't mind the controversy here. We don't mind if things are triggering, because we're here for this, to do this work, to find what triggers us, to find where there's an opposition or a blockage to love in my heart, and to heal that blockage, right? I want to be able to.
Yeah, it's all about love in your heart, and heart brain coherence is a big thing. Health is a big thing in the spiritual community.
Yeah.
Feel genuine love in my heart for every single person I see. That should be the goal of everyone listening to this, right? If we're all on a spiritual path and we all want to help the planet evolve, love is the only way we heal the planet. More division, more this person's wrong, this person's evil, adds more evil to the world. It's all happening in our minds, you guys. So, I mean, I guess there's my soapbox. Jeremy, I don't know if you want to add anything to that, but those were some of my thoughts.
Yeah, I'm glad you addressed it. We didn't even discuss addressing that. How could we forget before we started?
Because it was 2 months ago already.
But it had to, yeah, it should be addressed at some point, especially on your end, because, you know, the internet tried to come for you.
As they
Which
do.
is just absurd, but you know, they don't know you, so it is what it is. Yeah, the only thing I'm thinking when you're talking is, one of my biggest takeaways reading all those comments and everything, and just the overall sentiment, is like, and the way that some people reacted, is that it is way easier to act spiritual when it suits you than it is to embody spiritual practices or to embody spirituality, however you want to think of it.
Yeah.
And it's like so interesting how many people were, even the ones, I'm sure you saw them, the ones that would say like, I've learned from you for 6 years from A Course in Miracles or the Law of One, like you've been my favorite teacher, but this is where I draw the line, like this is too much. And I just found it interesting because while I haven't studied those two realms that you're essentially a master teacher in, my hunch of what I do know, especially with a teaching called the Law of One, I can imagine that it speaks to oneness. Yet,
quite perceptive.
There was just such humor in like dissecting the sentence, because it would go from how they've been studying this thing for 6 years, 8 years, whatever, and I don't think they could see the irony in then following that up with such like dualistic thinking and like anger towards you. And I was just thinking to myself, like, isn't the law of one that there is only one? And so
but see,
like,
that gets lost on people pretty quickly though.
And so the irony is like, I'm all about the law of one. I'll get it tattooed on my shoulder. I'll wear the hat, you know, I'll carry the beads and I'll use the lingo and I'll be in the communities. But the second you say a word I don't like, I'm like more like the chimpanzee flipping over shit patties looking for psilocybin. And that's, you know, an interesting takeaway.
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing of just kind of watching. It was like, I would say watching from the bleachers. I was also involved in it, but people just don't give a shit about me. I'm not the internet's favorite spiritual guru. So it was like watching Eckhart Tolle get canceled or something. It's like, I loved the power of now. You were the reason I awakened. but you're endorsing this person and I can no longer do it. I just burned your books. It's like,
Well, it wasn't even for
Yeah.
endorsing the person. It
no,
was
I know,
literally
I know.
like,
Just,
I'm
I'm
making a
upset that
parody of
you
it.
said something good about somebody I hate.
It was just honest. We
That
talked
right
about
there
it
is
offline a
cool.
lot, but like, it's just that word is a a trigger word. Like, if that word comes out of your mouth,
This is
a lot of people.
This is why all I wanted to ask you about was this one part is the word Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That was just
People's amygdala has a reaction, and
Yeah, his
that's
name
an
does bring a
expert
reaction. It's
case
like he's
study
a
in how
brand.
programming works.
Like a
Yeah.
name
Like,
brings a reaction out of people.
yeah.
And just based off of what he's like what he's gotten away with, or say what comes along with it. So you think about his whole body of work when you think of his name, you know. So that's why.
Yeah.
So
It's hold on, let's see what the
it's like Pavlov conditioning. Like, if I ring the bell, like there's a response in your nervous system. You're expecting food or whatever, and like, how many people are now
100%.
trained by the media that if you just say the word Trump, there's an actual visceral somatic response.
Yeah, it's a huge
And that's what we
blockage.
experienced. Like, their pain body took over and attacked you. And it was like, did you read the caption? Did you read anything? Like, what?
Well, you can see it because the responses are like, I thought it was a great opportunity to have some conversation on an issue that is very hyperbolic for people. So I would ask questions of, oh, please tell me more. Why do you think Trump is, I think it was violent and hateful?
Misogynist and
Well, yeah, somebody in particular was like, how could you ever say something
Yeah,
positive about
based
a
off of
person
how he
who
comes off,
spews
though.
violent and hateful rhetoric?
I saw that one, yeah.
And so I said, well,
what'd you say?
No, I was coming to what he said. I'm saying as they call him misogynistic and hateful. It's based off the way he comes off. He has a very like non-apologetic way of which he approaches stuff.
Video editing. Trust me. The whole January
I've
6th
listened to
thing.
whole speeches. I listened to speeches. I've seen other stuff. I was just saying it seems that way. So
Yeah, I know. Here's the thing is I was with you 150% until I realized, oh shit, they have just been gaslighting me, and I just felt like played for a fool, and I was actually kind of upset about it. Just how messed up, how you could treat someone that's not a bad person like they're a horrible person. And I'm talking about the media. Media is just so corrupt, and they have to work side by side with CIA because it just doesn't make any sense why they're so hateful.
But Cody, I gotta ask you this question. So
Yeah.
do you know that? So out of the things that say Donald Trump has been accused of several different charges, several things like he have done money laundering, different things happening, different fraud stuff happening, and
Yeah.
so do you feel like it's fair that he gets away with it rather than like say if it was someone else?
It's the charges are all it's a political the charges are not that bad. Like I don't even know what
They're not that bad.
Yeah.
So the thing that people relate to is if it was me, would I have got the opportunity? And so in terms of what a person was put out there said that we all equal, hey, we all get a chance, we all like Americans. What's good for me should be good for you. But that's not necessarily the truth. So then therefore there is a bit side of it like, oh, this is what we call white privilege on this white guy side, or say something I say, even the average say you, if you were accused of those, you wouldn't be able to be scot-free or say be able to be in a position of power. Like you look at a lot of CEOs go down for like say laundering money, or you see a lot of different CEOs or people just doing like harassment, different things that have come upon them. So what is one? I mean, there's one good thing to say forgive a person or give a person an opportunity, like, oh, they make a mistake. But at the same time, do you hold that person as accountable to be your leader in terms of leading where your livelihood is based out of? Like, so then that's where the trust comes in. Like the race is more than just like what you show out there, more than what's happening. You got to think of the individual itself in terms of are you willing to put your freedom in their hands? Which you can go down in war, you can go down in
Yes.
like the other things that come along with it. So it's beyond. I gotta have say something relatable with you. Which what does make him relatable is those things that he have done, and he's like, oh, I get off. And so a lot of people would go on that side, like say criminals or people that have had violent pasts, like, oh yeah, if he getting off, I could get off, or if he ain't the president, then I could get out. Like one of the things he really pushed too is like helping Young Doug get off the RICO case because it'll help his case in terms of people voting. It didn't win the black vote again, or win that percentage of people that never voted. That's a different. He tapping into those group of people, like because they gave say what is called convicts, I guess, as felons the right to vote again. So you appeal to those individuals. But at the same time, I want the rights to be the same for both. And so that's what I think sometimes people, when you hear the Trump, you think about all the things that he's gotten away with that's helped him out. Rather than like when his presidency, there were a lot of good things that people seen, like, money. And that's what drives a lot of people. As long as you give people money, they don't care what you do. Like you could be blowing up other places, but if you put money in the people's pockets here, they'll feel awesome about it. And that's really what a lot of people is basing it on. Like, okay, money. Like when he was in stimulus, we had COVID. Okay, people was home, but then I think
I'm thinking. I think at least for the people that are, Trump fans, people that support him. I feel like I should make a video where I show you his softer side.
That'd be great. You should show that, and maybe people haven't seen it.
Yeah, like I could make a video where I show like, okay, what you're saying, okay, all right, but who do I want to run the country? I don't care what their personality is or what they got away with in the past. I mean, right now, I want somebody who is going to get us out of the nightmare we're in, because it's just getting worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
It should not be. Things should not be this expensive. We need to get to a point economically where we can feel like, okay, things are going good. I can buy stuff again. I can, things are affordable now.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I say it's going to happen gradually, but I don't think it's going to happen gradually. I think within 6 months we'll see a huge change. And I'll make that video so you can, because he is going to win. He's going to win. I'm not saying this as a guess. I've seen how they stopped doing polling like 2-3 weeks ago on a lot of the polls, because that's not showing you the fact that Kamal is going down and he's going up.
Mm-hmm.
And they did the Google and the Facebook. Basically, it could just, with all the information for all the Americans in this country, information is everything, and it has everything, all our behaviors. It knows everything about us, and it basically said Trump's going to win. So by a lot. There's a lot of people that are not admitting that they're for him now. And I get it, because he is so divisive. And if you've been against him for so long, like I have, it's really hard to admit that you're coming around, because you don't want people to judge you and think that you're a bad person, or you don't care about things. You don't care about people and stuff when it's quite the opposite. I'll make a video, but
No, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. That'd be really good.
He's yeah. I'll show you. I'll at least show you for my sake, so you can see the person that I see.
No, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll do that. But I know you got to go.
Yeah.
And
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on here, and I'm glad that I got to host one for once.
Yeah. The random video reaction.
I just like it because
number 2, man.
Yeah.
Maybe this would be our nights to do it on Wednesdays, man, when you don't have to go wake up so early for work. And I'll be getting in just this time, but we still can do it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do like a weekly.
Yeah,
and then I could put you as an admin on here, and you'll be able to put clips in too, I think. Or we'll be able to.
On your show, I could upload files and clips and slides on here too.
Yeah. So I just wish we could get it so you and I, so we could both, you could see both of our screens basically. Or I still don't know how everything works, but you saw me. There's so many times today where I'm like, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
My ears going, my earbuds going out. Like I can't hear.
It's always something, man.
I couldn't find the video, and,
No worries, man. Well, thanks for having me on, Cody. Until next time, all right, brother?
Yeah, man. Have a good day tomorrow.
All right. Peace.
This was fun.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Peace. Hey, girl. How you doing, sweet girl? What you doing? See how girl? Kiki. Me and Kiki say bye. Bye.